All right, so thank you everyone for coming. I do appreciate it. Those who I forced to come and those who are coming of their own volition. Either way. If you don't know me, my name's Noelle. I'm the teen librarian here at Merced County Library, and this is our second author event. This year we are featuring Allison Saft. Oh, thank you. Claps for everyone. This is our second author event. This year we are featuring Allison Saft. This is Allison. Give a big round of applause. So Allison is a young adult and newly adult fantasy writer. She has 4 published books. Yes. And I have read half of those, so hey, I'm on my way. So I guess tell us a little about yourself, and then we can dive into the questions, yeah?
Sure, yeah, okay.
Yes, I think, wow, what else is there to say? Hello, I'm Allison Saft, writer of 4 books, apparently, somehow. I have another one coming out in February.
I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, I do know that.
It's the Tinkerbell one.
The Tinkerbell one.
Yes. If any of you like Secret of the Wings, then this is the
I have the arc at
prequel.
home, and I forgot it. I'm literally so disappointed in myself right now.
That's okay. I can. We'll talk.
Thank you.
Where was I? Oh, yes. I live in Palo Alto. I have a dog. She is an Italian Greyhound. Her name is Marzipan. She has sweaters.
Oh, where is she? Where is Mars?
I know I should have brought her, but you know, she is deep under the covers with the sweater. Yeah. I think that's it. Oh yes, I do circus in my spare time when I'm not writing.
Wow, that was unexpected. I love that. I love fun facts.
I like circus, like like the curtains.
Oh,
People usually,
I see.
the
Okay.
fabric. Yeah.
Why not? Very crafty. Lovely. All right, so we're just gonna dive into the questions. There will be a point near the end where we will demand audience participation. And when we get to that point, I will definitely let you guys know. But first question is, when did you decide to become an author, and how did you work that into preparing for like your adult life?
Okay, I don't think I knew that I wanted to become an author until I was already an adult.
That's super cool, though.
I did write a lot as a kid. I think I started when I was maybe 10 or 11 years old. Neopets, I don't know if okay, yeah, all right, we got some nods in the audience. So I started out kind of on the roleplay forums and like guilds on Neopets. The Warrior Cats series by Aaron Hunter was
Love those.
yes,
Okay, that's what got me into reading actually.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
If you haven't read these books, I think they're still actually being published.
I think so, yeah.
There's like 400 of these things.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Crazy.
For a book about cats, it's very like dense political fantasy, really.
Yes.
Yes, very intricate lore, betrayals, murder,
Yes.
good stuff.
But with cats.
But with cats.
So it makes it like 100% more interesting, I promise.
So yes, I Warrior Cats, Redwall, those were, that was my thing when I was a kid. And then when I was a teenager, I was more into like embarrassing things like Naruto, and that was kind of like what I liked to write about. But anyway, I went to college thinking I wanted to be a professor of English rather than a writer. I thought I must set these childish things aside and give up writing fiction. But I went onto my master's program, and about halfway through I was like, dear God, actually, I don't think I want to be a professor. I think I would rather write fiction than analyze fiction. Entertained the idea briefly of doing an MFA, realized short stories are actually really, really hard to write, and I was no good at it. So working my first corporate job out of college, I would kind of write. I kind of researched what it took to get into fiction writing and kind of just wrote in my downtime.
That's super cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah. A quick audience question. Who here is an author, wants to become an author, writes in their spare time? Raise your hand, do not be shy. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, what do you do when a new idea for a book hits you while you're currently working on a project, or does that like never happen and you're just like, when I'm focused, I'm focused?
It's more so the latter. I kind of consider myself like, they say elephants have like a gestational period of like 3 years. hours or so. It's not that long. It's very long though. That's kind of like how I am with book ideas. I usually can only work on one thing at a time. But lately, actually, it has been happening. I did get a new idea in the middle of working on something. So what I do is usually I just keep a separate document of like any ideas that I have. I just put them in that document and
You just put them in like a little box.
a little box to be opened in a few months when I can think about you. But right now I'm on deadline and I have to finish a book by January. So I'm trying not to get distracted.
I feel like I have ADHD brain, so like I have like 5 ideas at once. There is no such thing as a singular idea. No, it's really not. Because it's not all 5 ideas 100%. It's like one idea at like 15%, and then it trickles down. So what is your favorite character type to write and why? And then kind of on top of that, what is your least favorite character type to write, or are they all just like amazing and awesome?
I think my favorite character type to write is mean people. I love to, I think...
So do you like fantasize about just being mean to people and you just put that in your fiction?
I guess so. Maybe it's more like the Jungian shadow or whatever, like the aspects of ourselves that we like cannot acknowledge in order to function in this civilized world we live in or whatever. Yes. I don't know, I find writing these sorts of characters very cathartic. Like the protagonist of my adult fantasy is just this horrible, bitter, mean-spirited person.
She's amazing and I love her.
Thank you, I love her too. But she
anyone
just...
who's read her adult fantasy, the main character, peak. I love her so
Thank
much.
you. Yeah, she just says kind of what the cruelest possible thing that she can think of. I don't know, it's kind of great.
It's like low-key funny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you're like, oh wow, I didn't know she would say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just there's, I don't know, someone who will just say what maybe shouldn't be said but does anyway. But on the other side, I think nice characters are the hardest to write in a way. I think it's difficult sometimes to maybe portray kindness and gentleness in a way that feels as immediately engaging to people, or a way that...
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know, like the book I'm working on right now, it's a kind of another ensemble cast, and it's the nice character who's really just giving me a ton of trouble. Like, why are you like this? I don't know, maybe it's that. It's like, I can almost understand why people let themselves get hard, like angry a little easier than people who are more gentle.
Yeah. We're getting deep in this author talk here, okay? Okay, so this kind of goes more into your writing style. Every author is different, from what I understand. So what is your writing process like? Do you write scenes chronologically? Do you write scenes out of order? Because like I know when I found out that movies, how they did those out of order, that like blew my mind, how they film scenes out of order. That like didn't make sense to me. As a child, I was like, no, it has to go from start to finish. So, and do you plan, or I know there's like a term, a pantser. Do you pants?
I do not pants.
You do not
I
pants,
do not.
okay.
I am a pretty meticulous plotter. I make like an outline scene by scene of everything that's going to happen in that scene. Well,
I respect you so much.
Oh, thank you. But I have to say that I'm a really bad outliner. Like, I will make this detailed outline, but it's very rare that I will follow it completely.
But that's fair though.
Right, like
You know?
I think characters can surprise us, because I don't, something significant should happen in this conversation will typically be the outline, and then something significant will happen, and whoa, I didn't know what it would be, so then it changes the course of what's going to happen in subsequent scenes.
It's like you surprise yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Or, you plan for a conversation to happen at some point, and then the characters are being more vulnerable or more closed off than you need them to be, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I have to run with what I have. So, but I do write in order. I agree with you. I think writing scenes out of order is like people who do that must be working on they must see the code in the Matrix.
I don't know. That's like crazy to me.
Yeah.